Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to your daily divine messages from Spirit. I hope you had a blessed weekend. I hope that your energy forecast for the weekend came into a fruition that helped you find more abundance, recognizing your soul abundance. I hope things are turning out in your favor. If you're new to my channel, my name is Princess Leah. If you're returning family or friend, welcome back, beloveds. Today it is a Memorial Weekend, Memorial Day holiday in the United States. So I hope you are also remembering your legacy, as the weekend forecast also spoke about with that Ten of Pentacles. If you haven't gotten a chance to check it out, definitely go check it out. Called How Do You Know If It's Time to Give Up or Step Up? Today's Memorial Day is a remembrance of all who came before us. Our earth angels is what I like to call them. And may we remember who we are from, based on who we are becoming. Thank you, Spirit. Remembering who we are and who we are becoming. And also recognize where we have come from. Our past does not define who we are. The people who've come before us do not indicate that we have to follow in their footsteps if it's not in alignment with who we are. However, our past does teach us who we are becoming based on who we have become because of our past, in spite of our past, in lieu of our past, and maybe also because of our past. Our past doesn't always have to mean bad. Our past doesn't always have to mean good. It's not one or the other. There are good and bad. That's the yin and yang. That's the shadow and the light. If we can embrace all of that about ourselves, about our past, that's how we can transform into who we are meant to become. But I think today is important to recognize that who we are becoming can always shift if it's not in the direction of where we want to go, of who we know we are meant to be. And who we are meant to be is not based on who people tell us we are meant to be. Who we are meant to be is based on what our soul agreed to incarnate and experience. That's what we are agreeing to experience. But Spirit is saying who we are meant to be, is not based on what we experience. It's not based on what we attain. It's not based on what we have. It's not based on who we love. Who we are meant to be, who we are, is source, is divine, is the healthiest, highest version of ourselves. And what does that mean? It's not the externals that define it. Interesting, I said defined. It's not the externals that define and find it. It is the acknowledgement and the recognition that our human consciousness comes into alignment with our core essence. That has to do with our internal peace, tranquility, bliss, ecstasy, love. Who we are is love, is love. And our soul purpose is to live in love. So let's tune into our heart space, see what kind of prophetic downloads may come through with the sound bowl, and then we'll see what messages might come through from Spirit through the Akashic Star Child Tarot, the Beyond Lemuria Oracles, and the Four Agreement Oracles. You can place your hand on your heart if you'd like. You can close your eyes and take a deep breath in. We are in the new moon portal in Gemini. Gemini said to be the twins, the lovers, the yin and yang, the feminine, the masculine, the light and the shadow. As we learn to remember our past, as we learn to remember those that come before us, as we come to remember who we are. We are all of the shadow, all of the light. We are the feminine and the masculine, the yin and the yang. We are the sadness, the anger, the happiness, the joy. We are the contentment. We are the peace. We are the war. We are it all. When we shut out and shut off and repress one thing or some things, certain things, because they may not be as pleasant to feel, they may not be as pretty to see, they may not be as accepted by others. We shut off who we are. We can't truly fully see and feel the highs of ecstasy, the depths of love, if we are not willing to hold space for the depths of grief. A part of the grieving process is acceptance. So as we are in this new moon, holding space for all of who we are, holding space for our masculine, our feminine, our light, our shadow, our good, our bad, our pretty, our ugly, our highs, our lows, the contrast, the expansion. It's like the breath of universe moving through us, the inhale and the exhale. Set your intentions today with this new moon of what it is that we are, what it is that you are becoming, who it is that you are becoming, what new cycles are you transcending into. What new levels have you graduated into? This is also graduation season, so maybe you are actually graduating from school. Maybe you're graduating into another class. Maybe you are graduating life. But we're all moving into a new season, the season of summer, the season of love. I'm hearing the song from the musical Rent. Seasons of love. Thank you, Spirit. It was beautiful. In a strange way, I feel at peace. And I think, again, even when you go through the chaos of life, even if you are going through grief of a loss, regardless of what it is, part of grief comes acceptance. And the steps through grief are not linear. Sometimes you'll feel angry, sometimes you'll feel denial. My stomach starts to growl. Sometimes you'll want to growl, sometimes you'll feel hungry or hangry. Sometimes you'll feel like you want to bargain or trade to try and prevent the loss from occurring. Sometimes you'll feel depressed. Sometimes you'll have a space of acceptance. And then you may feel back to denial or back to anger or back to bargaining or back to depression until you've surpassed the feelings, until you've surpassed out of grief and acceptance and peace and gratitude and or even just the fact that it just doesn't come up at all. But the more we push it down, the more we ignore it, the more we refuse and don't allow the grieving process to take its healing precedence, and thus not allowing yourself to fully heal. So Spirit says, King of Crystals, King of Pentacles, let your heart heal. Move in your heart. That's where your abundance lies. Trust in your heart. That's where your abundance lies. Follow your heart. That will lead you to your abundance. You might have to grieve the loss of things, people, places. But when you follow your heart, when you follow your intuition, look at this moon sign with the new moon in Gemini. When you follow your heart, when you follow your intuition, it will lead you to love. Beautiful. When you allow yourself to embrace the shadows, the lights, the yin, the yang, the masculine, the feminine within you, when you recognize that there are places within you that still feel fear and anxiety and worry, those parts of your mind are really parts that are designed for you to remember who you are, what your destiny holds, what your fortune is consisting of. Maybe you are afraid to truly embark on your fortune. Maybe you're afraid to truly embrace your fortune. Maybe you're feeling anxiety around trusting that your fortune is here, is for you. Whether this fortune is something as material and earthly as the pentacles, like money, or security, like a home, like a car, like a job, or if it's something heart related, something that you can't see in the physical, but you feel like peace or contentment or bliss, regardless of what's in your bank account. Maybe it's something that is love related with an external, with an emperor. Maybe it's with the divine masculine, if that resonates with you. But this emperor energy here, Aries energy as well. Maybe you are feeling doubtful or having some anxiety that you are called and destined to be with an emperor, or destined to be the emperor of your own life. Maybe you're feeling doubtful or fear or mental anxiety over what you are becoming, but you are destined to become this emperor, the protector, the provider of your life, of building the empire of your soul's purpose, the empire of your soul, to empower yourself. And you are destined to be with an emperor, if that's what you are, if that's what your heart is calling in, if that's what your intuition knows to be. An emperor, divine masculine, that's not a gender, it's an energy. But regardless of it, you are destined for success. The Wheel of Fortune, the Emperor, and the Six of Wands, you are destined for success. You are destined to be this emperor, to be with this emperor, to provide and protect over your soul's becoming. It is written here in the cards. I can't make it up. So, what you have to do first, though, is you have to go beyond the mind of anxiety, of doubt, of fear, of the disempowering thoughts that make you feel like you are stuck, or that you have to go beyond the ghosts I'm hearing of the past, of your past, of who you used to be, of the ghosts of your generational past, of who came before you that haunt your fortune by making you believe that you are not worthy of this empire of your fortune. You are breaking cycles of poverty. You're breaking cycles of lack, of scarcity, of unworthiness. Thank you, Spirit. And you're coming into, look at this. I never pull the bottom of the deck so much, but Spirit is speaking. You're coming into alignment. Look at now how the King of Cups has ignited once you trust in your destiny, once you trust in your fortune, once you trust in your success, once you trust in your intuition, that this love, the lovers, the Gemini, look, I can't even make this up. Hold on. I just recognized this. The moon in the lovers, the new moon in Gemini, which is the twins. This is our message for this new moon right now. And it's two major arcanas, which is very prevalent. We also have two more major arcanas, the Wheel of Fortune and the Emperor. And underneath this King of Cups, King of Crystals, is the Empress. There is a fated divine union that is at play within your masculine and feminine self. It is destined within yourself and within, I know people don't want to always hear within yourself, but it's within yourself first. And then what is within is without. What is within mirrors your external. This is what's destined for you. This is a part of your fortune. The Emperor, the Empress, the Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune. I cannot make it up. Stand in what you know is true with the Seven of Wands under that and the Akashic records under that. This is literally written in the stars, written in the Akashic records. Thank you, Spirit. This is such a beautiful read. And I feel like we've needed some of this purpose and promise because we have been in this Nine of Swords energy. We have been feeling in our head and feeling stuck and feeling scared and doubtful and fearful. But once we surpass and look past this Nine of Swords, look at all of this. All of this. This is at the top. But what we don't see underneath this anxiety is actually a beautiful union of your highest soul becoming. You are becoming emotionally abundant, emotionally stable, emotionally mature. Your heart is ignited, which is stabilizing you. Your heart is stabilizing you. And what that is doing is igniting not just your heart, but your throat, your solar plexus, so that you can speak with sincerity, authenticity, integrity, with the self-willpower, trusting in who you are becoming, expressing your truth fully. Look at this full moon. So you can balance the two cups, the soul contract of the two cups. You may be up to your waist in emotions with everything right now. This could be a union between two kings. This can also be the union of your internal masculine emotional maturity, emotionally maturing, and stabilizing your finances, your abundance, your life, your career, your external. I love that this is your physical abundance. You're coming into the king, your masculine energy within yourself, regardless of gender, is balancing and stabilizing in the physical world and in the emotional world. If you're choosing between two masculines here, I'm also hearing with the two cups balancing and the two kings balancing. Follow your heart. Follow your heart. Follow your emotional fulfillment. Follow what fills up your cup, what fills you up fully. And it's not expecting them, if it's an external, and not expecting anyone to fill up your cups, but you filling up your cup first, and all that will is meant to be for you will follow. You'll be directed to the right people, the right energy, the right resources that will enable you to build, to heal, to grow, to come into alignment with your highest timeline, your fullest fulfillment, your fulfillment. You see how this Nine of Cups and the Moon card look so similar. Hands out, eyes closed. Even the moon, with the moon lunar cycles, the cups wrapped around her like a moon. This is trusting in your emotional needs to be fulfilled, are worthy of being fulfilled. Your emotional needs are worthy of being met. Trusting that you are, not doubting with this Nine of Swords because of past pain, because of past hurt, because of the ghosts of the past, because of past generational traumas. You are worthy of abundance. You are worthy of happiness. You're worthy of fulfillment. Listen to what your emotions need, and they will be met. Because it is written in the Akashic records. It is written in the stars. It is written in your fortune, your soul contract when you incarnated in this earth to live your life to its fullest. It is written for you to succeed. So allow yourself to know that you are prepared. You are prepared to succeed. I want to keep this out. I'm going to keep the Lover, even though I know this didn't really come through this way. It came through like this with the Wheel of, actually it was something like this. The King of Crystals, the Moon, the Lovers, with the Gemini Moon, the Emperor, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Empress. I'm going to just have it like this. I know that's not exactly how it came out, but that's what Spirit is showing me in the Akashic records. This is coming online. Last week we had the Ancient Future. Last weekend, not this past weekend, but we had the Ten of Cups. No, the Ten of Pentacles and the Ancient Future card that came through for the weekend forecast. And then this past weekend of the weekend forecast, we had the Ten of Cups and the Justice card. So there is something really beautiful that is coming through. The Akashic Records is coming online. Memorial Day today, remembering who you are. The Divine Emperor, the Divine Empress, the Divine Lovers. Vulnerability came out. As you step into all of who you are becoming, it will be, and it is, a vulnerable journey, because that means all of you must be seen. Just like Gemini, the Lovers, the light and the shadow, the yin and the yang, the feminine and the masculine, what you can see and what you cannot see, all have to be acknowledged, all have to be embraced and embodied and accepted and validated and loved. And that is a vulnerable state to be in. But vulnerability cleanses and clears the energy. And communication co-creates what is meant for you, what is already en route is what I'm hearing. What's already spinning in your direction. But you have to communicate your vulnerabilities. Maybe it's scary. Maybe that's what you're feeling in your head, that Nine of Swords in your head about is speaking your truth. Because your truth may not be what other people want to hear. Your truth may not align with what other people want from you. And that's okay. At the end of the day, people are going to respect your truth more than they're going to respect you trying to keep them and protect them, protect their emotions. There are ways that you can speak your truth. Sorry, I'm trying to get this better. There are ways that you can protect your truth, that you can speak your truth and still be able to, protect a conflict. But sometimes people just have to hear what is hard for you to say because it's meant for you, not for them. And the people that understand and honor your path will most likely allow you to be released. If they don't allow you to be released, then they don't honor your path. Interesting that this came out. Eliminate gossip from the Four Agreements. Don't make assumptions. Interesting. Making assumptions is a setup for suffering because usually we gossip about our assumptions. We make assumptions and believe we're right. Then we defend our assumptions and try to make others wrong. I think that's interesting that's coming up right now. Because vulnerability and then eliminate gossip. Don't make assumptions. That's the third agreement. So maybe if you're afraid to be vulnerable with others, it's because you're assuming that they won't respond or react in a safe way. I just noticed that my meditation music turned off, so this is telling that maybe what is needed right now is to be in silence, so you can quiet your mind chatter of anxiety, of worry, of assumptions. Because when we assume, I'm hearing the saying, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me, right? And so, yeah, I'm hearing that too. Maybe what the anxiety that is in your head with this Nine of Swords is actually all assumptions of what we think is truth. But maybe that truth isn't true at all, but it's just what we have been telling ourselves is true. But if we open ourselves up to vulnerability, if we let ourselves be vulnerable and speak our truth, even if it's scary, we may surprise ourselves, or others may surprise us by understanding and receiving what we have to say with respect and allowing us to walk away, or walking away because they understand that it may not be in the highest, greatest interest or good of all parties. Or you may open up your heart and be vulnerable. You see how this King of Crystals is looking at the vulnerability dragon? And it has all these white crystals, the king of crystals. So maybe you've been feeling like if you speak from your heart, maybe about a love or what you want in love or just how you are love. But maybe that vulnerability, that dragon that you are afraid of blowing fire on you, I'm hearing rejection, maybe the fear of rejection for speaking your heart. Maybe you have been making an assumption that they don't feel the same way. Maybe you've been making an assumption that you're not worthy of this divine love. Maybe you've been making an assumption that you know, are a fool to believe that this is something destined for you. But if you open up your heart and you speak from your heart and you let vulnerability be your, I'm hearing your guide, your shield, that you actually may be surprised if you release the assumptions of what and how the other person might block or reject you. This dragon may actually be one of the most loving, softest creatures, is what I'm hearing. The dragon that you think might spit fire back onto you might actually be this puppy who just also wants love. Maybe be this puppy that is actually very loyal. And you may be surprised. They may feel the exact same way. But you won't know unless you allow yourself to be vulnerable. Speak your truth. Number 56, reducing to 11. Or reducing to 2. That might be a soul path number. 21, reducing to 3. Take those steps. Communication, co-creation. 21 is also the world card. We're moving into a new world, a new earth. Be impeccable with your word. Become the white magician. Choose your words. Interesting that eliminate gossip is also one of those practices of being impeccable with your word. I'm going to just read this before we close out. All the magic you possess is based on your word. And you can cast spells all the time with your opinions. You can either put a spell on someone with your word, or you can release someone from a spell. And I'm hearing with your vulnerability, with your love, you can release someone from a spell. Maybe you feel like you've been put under a spell, preventing you from this divine love, preventing you from tapping into your emperor, empress, fortune. And you're breaking that cycle, breaking out of that curse with this new moon in Gemini by being vulnerable, opening up your hearts, relinquishing the need to change others, and foregoing the Nine of Swords and forbidding all of this anxiety, scarcity, fear from allowing you your victory, from blocking your victory. Beautiful. Your success, your union, your love, your abundance, your birthright, your angels, ancestors, the ethereal, extraterrestrial entities outside of even this earth. They are all conspiring. Divine source, God, Jah Allah, whatever you want to call it, are all praying on your behalf, conspiring for this earth, you on this earth, earth beings, to heal, to love, to expand, to create with your life force energy. It's all within you. Don't be afraid to internally explore the depths of your vulnerability, the depths of your truth, the depths of your love, of your emotions, because that's what's going to come and bring out the best of you that you are becoming. I hope that this helps. This was a really beautiful read. Thank you, Spirit. If this message does resonate with you, hit that like button, comment in the chat of how it's resonating for you. And until next time, my beautiful beloveds, peace and love. Namaste. Bye.